Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today it is a beautiful Sunday day in Australia and it's a little overcast because we're heading into winter, but that's okay. So I thought to make us all feel sunny and excited about any kind of warm weather in Australia at the moment, I would actually bring this soap, which is going to be a soap about sun, and of course it does have the typical Australian kind of sun. Our sun is always like a yellow and has like bits of red through it sometimes because we get such hot days. So I've already made my embed, which is a yellow big sun, and I've made that with a column mould. You'll see that in a minute come up on the screen. That will sit in the front of us. But for now, so I've set that aside, and for now what I need to do is organise all of my oils. So in the bucket aside me, I've just finished mixing my hard oils with the lye. I've done the heat transfer method. And now in this bucket I do have my olive oil, some castor oil, some sweet almond oil, and now I'm just putting in some coconut cream just to make this one really creamy and a little bit different. I often don't put coconut cream in, but I thought, you know what, we'll just make this one a little special to see if I really like the coconut cream in my recipe, because you've always got to try these things. So this is just going to be a really small bar today. I'm not going to do a double or a triple bar, which I often do. So like I said, we're just going to pop it all in here together, and now I'm just popping in my oils that I had already previously mixed up, and as I said, they were the hard oils. So we'll mix them all up and we'll get these ones all blended together just to a really light trace, because then I do want to mix up some colours. So now you can see my column mould in front of the screen now. It's the big yellow one at the back. And I thought I better just check my screen so that you can see what I'm doing. Because usually what I do is I actually have it facing me, so that way I can see exactly what I'm filming. But today it's the opposite way round. So it is facing me, but I can't actually see the screen until I finished the whole thing, and then I came back to have a look at it. But anyway, I think you can see enough to see what I'm doing. So the fragrance I'm using today is grapefruit, and that one is from Pure Candle Supplies. This grapefruit one doesn't discolor because there's no lanolin in it, and the great thing about this one as well is it's slow moving, so which is really good because often grapefruits aren't slow moving, but this one's quite good, and I do have some time to play around. So what I'm going to do is just divide it into my other buckets. If you can see that my mixture is a little yellow, the reason for that is because it is actually has got the coconut cream in it, and that does turn it yellow. So, but you don't need to worry, it will turn it back to its beautiful creamy sort of white color later on. But for now, we just have to pay no attention to that and try and work with all the colors and everything that we're going to work with today. So I need to have 4 buckets because I need to have one that's going to be my sandy color at the bottom. Then I do have 3 different blues. So I'm using one blue mica that's called Into the Blue, and that one is from Sud Off. I also have Smurf Blue from Sud Off as well, and then I have one that's I think it's called Ice Blue, also from Sud Off. And then my last container to the side, I am going to be putting in some green clay into that one. But anyway, so this one that you can see at the front, that one there is called Into the Blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful royal blue, and I really do love it. I use it in lots of my soaps, and it doesn't need a lot to make it gorgeous. So I'm putting in a little bit less than a tablespoon into each of these, and there's, you know, roughly about 300 to 400 grams in each one. So yeah, so you can definitely do that. If you want them lighter, just put a little bit less mica in them, but usually a teaspoon to a tablespoon for this amount is what most people would put in them. If you put too much mica, it can be a bit crazy and it just leaks out of the soap in the shower, and your customers may complain about that. So that's something I try not to do. And in the last one that you can see is what I talked about before, which is the green clay, the French clay. And then, of course, I'm going to give all of these a bit of a blend and organize everything that I need. So I just push all the containers to the side. And then I'm going to be using this brambleberry mould. So I'm pretty sure it's brambleberry. I did get this from Aussie Candle Supplies. Sorry, actually, no, not Aussie Candle Supplies. It was Aussie Soap Supplies. I did get this particular mould from. And I think it will roughly make about 9 1-inch bars. So it's not going to be a big one, but like I said, it's just a bit of a tester to see. So first of all, I'm just going to be pouring in, as you can see here, just the French clay. I've just given it a bit of a mix up, and that's going to be going straight into the bottom of the mold, and that will kind of look almost like a little bit of our sandy kind of dirt that we get in Australia. And now I have to actually cut the column mold that I made because it is too big. And then you will notice I thought, what am I going to cut this with? Because I just didn't have a knife in here at this stage. So I decided to just cut it a little bit with this particular tool, which is just a cutter, which was not the greatest idea, but it was fine because, like I said, I just needed to pop this into the mold and get the mold all happening. But as I said, definitely not the greatest idea, but that's okay. I didn't mind, and then we'll slide it in and we'll see how this is, because this is just going to be a test bar, and then I'll see if I actually like, if I actually do like it this way, because I may change my mind and decide to do something else. So this was just a tester of this new soap, because I don't do a lot of landscape soaps. I do a lot of fairy and adventure type themed soaps more, and unicorns and things like that. But anyway, this was a great tester for me to see. And also the one thing I have to say is the mold that I use, the embed mold, don't let them sit for too long, because then they can go too hard and it's too hard to cut through, because remember, we're making a new soap now, but the embed's already several days old. So usually I'd say try and use it within the 2 days in your soap. So I'm just going to be mixing up all the colours, and then my idea is literally just to put a little bit of the white that I did keep aside, and I'm going to be using that white back into each of these, just to do a bit of a drop swirl in each of these. And if I have any mixture left over, then I'll just pop those into some rectangle bars, and then they'll become some nice sort of grapefruit smelling ones, because on my site I do sell bar soaps as well, and I sell them in sets of 3. But anyway, we'll continue going on with this one, and I'll be back in just a moment. So down the edge of the column mold, because I only have a little bit of space, the column mold takes up most of it. I started off just doing the deep blue with a little bit of the white in, and then of course I've gone to the second blue that you can see, and that is Smurf blue. The Smurf blue will turn back more to a sky blue, so that was the idea of using that one. And like I said, it just does have sprinkles of the white in, but I know the white does look very yellow at the moment because of the coconut milk, but like I said, it will come back. It won't be a problem at all. It's just the heat from the lye that has made it actually come to this sort of colour. And then last but not least, I'm just going to be putting this ice blue in and just tipping a little bit more of the colour together again, and just give it a bit of a stir, and then I'm just going to be pouring it straight on the top. But I will actually pour over the top of the yellow mould, because you don't just want that one to sit flat with nothing on it at all, because remember that one has been sitting for a few days, and we want all of this to look like it's one piece, not like it's two separate bars together. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense to you. But like I said, this one's more of a test and a bit of a practice. So when you're coming up with new ideas, it is good just to do a smaller bar as a practice, because you don't want to be going to do a massive big slab that has, 3 or 4 loaves in it, and then you don't like it, because then you've got something you've got to sell on sale, or it just doesn't work out. So like I said, this is a bit of a test, and we'll try it, and hopefully it works out well. And tomorrow I'll bring you back for the cut, of course. But for now, we're just going to continue, and we've finished this one off, most of it. So now I do also have some embeds that I've got also in like little black stars as well in soap, and then I'll just sprinkle some gold sort of stars and some biodegradable glitter once I've finished this bit. But hopefully you can see what I mean. I decided also not to do some frosting. I'm trying to step out of my circle and not always add frosting on the top, because not everybody wants that on their bars of soap. And then, of course, messy me needs to clean up the bench before I bring you back for the next bit. So now I do actually have these little molds that I've already made a while ago. So these ones are just some stars in black, and then they just have some glitter, but I will actually pop some more biodegradable glitter over the top of these ones as well. So I thought it would look really cute just to have the stars on the side to give it a little bit more interest. Because as I said before, I usually do a lot of piping on the top, and I felt that it looked a little naked without its piping. I can't help myself, seriously, I just can't. But anyway, I had these, and I thought, look, I'll use them up and pop them in, because I just thought it would look really cute and really pretty. And then, of course, I'm going to be adding in some stars or something on the top, just to sort of give that whole sun and star kind of look to my soap. But anyway, I'll just play around with the top a tiny bit here as it's starting to thicken up, a real weeny bit, not a lot. And like I said, then I'm going to be popping on the stars. And then we are ready, and we just have to leave it. But also at the end of making any of your soaps, just make sure that you always do spray them with some isopropyl, because that will try and keep off any of those dreaded white marks that we get on the top of soap. And for most of you that probably know, I don't actually cover my soap or put them on a heating pad or anything like that. I just literally let them naturally dry. It's just something I prefer to do. I don't force them to gel or anything like that. If they gel on their own, great. If they don't, I don't worry about that at all. But anyway, like I said, here is the yellow stars that I've put on top, or they're gold actually, and I'm just going to be spraying some biodegradable glitter, and this is like a galaxy black and sparkle color that I do have. And then it's all good, and it's all looking absolutely beautiful. So now comes the big cleanup for me to do and cutting tomorrow. So here's a bit of a close-up for you all so that you can see exactly what we've done today. And like I said, tomorrow we'll come in for the cut, and I'll show you exactly how it's going to look. It's been 24 hours, so let's go in for the cut, and I'm so happy to be able to see the cut of this. So it's turned out really cute. I do love the colors. The only thing is, if I could change something, I would probably change the base brown on the bottom, and maybe do a little less, because I feel like that was too much and too less of a sky on it. But like I said, it's great for just a bit of a practice, and this one was only a small batch, so most of this will be sold, in one market. I don't think there'll be pretty much anything left once it's finished, but of course it does need to cure for 6 weeks, so this one won't be on my site or anything for a while. If anyone's looking at ones that come onto my site, what I usually do is when I've made them and taken the photos, I load them on the site, and then it will say 0 on the site. It will say sold out until the release date. And the release dates, I don't really give you a release date. It's just when the 6 weeks is up, then I release it and allow it to be sold if it's ready and it's cured and ready to go. So that's really how I work out my products to be sold. And of course I do markets and online, so a lot of it does sell quite fast, but sometimes they'll sit there. Just depends on the soap, doesn't it? But if anyone's wondering about my mould, sorry, not my mould, the cutter, my husband did make this one. It's about 1 metre wide by probably 1/2 metre in height. But anyway, I'm sure you can agree it's come out lovely, even though my lighting is terrible today. But here is a few shots that I have taken that will probably be used on my social media or the website, but I might also take a few extras later on. Thanks for listening, everyone. Just a short video for today, but I will see you in a few days' time.